Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Jimmy. Jimmy is the diminutive of James. James is the English or anglicized form of Jacob, ultimately derived from the ancient Hebrew Yaakov, traditionally thought to be derived from the word akev, which literally translates to at the heel. In Genesis 25 verse 26, Jacob was born the younger twin to Isaac and Rebekah, and he came out with his hand holding Esau's heel, so his name was called Jacob. The Lord told Rebekah that the younger would be stronger, and that the older would serve the younger. As the biblical story progresses, the cunning Jacob eventually supplants his older brother by stealing his birthright and his father's blessing. Is he not rightly named Jacob? Esau asks in Genesis 27 verse 36. For he has supplanted me these 2 times. Therefore, the name Jacob is also associated with the verb to supplant. The Greek form of the name Jacob, Iakobos, was given to the Latin, Iacomus, which eventually got anglicized to James. Sounds strange, but this is how languages mutated over time and geographical space. Historically, it was thought that James and Jacob were 2 distinct names, but most etymologists would now agree James came from Jacob, even though the New Testament features 2 disciples of Christ with the name James. James has remained a persistent favorite male name among English-speaking nations since medieval times. Jimmy as an independently given name is most common in the United States. Personality of the boy named Jimmy. The number 7 personality is deeply mystical and highly in tune with their spirituality. They operate on a different wavelength than the average Joe. Spending time alone comes easily to 7s, as it gives them time to contemplate philosophical, religious, and spiritual ideas in an effort to find real truth. 7s are wise, but often exude mystery as if they are tapped into something the rest of us don't understand. They love the outdoors and are fed by nature. 7s are constantly seeking to understand human nature, our place in the universe, and the mystery of life in general. This makes them quite artistic and poetic, but they are also keen observers with high intellect, so they are equally scientific-minded. 7s are charitable and care deeply about the human condition. Popularity of the boy named Jimmy. Jimmy first appeared on the American male naming charts at the end of the 19th century, so this is a pet form of a more formal name, i.e., James, which has been in use as an independently given name for quite a while. Jimmy even secured a position on the top 100 list of most commonly used boy names in 1931. By 1935, he was a top 50 favorite, an honor the name held through much of the 1940s. It wasn't until the 1980s that Jimmy withdrew from regular use. As we've crossed the threshold into the 21st century, Jimmy's position on the charts continues to dwindle. Now the name is given to less than 800 baby boys per year. Jimmy reminds us of Tommy. It's one of those nicknames that should remain just that. All of the famous Jimmys that come to mind, Carter, Buffet, Page, Stewart, were given James as a birth name. Jimmy is just the nickname they go by. This makes more sense. If a boy is named James, he has the flexibility to be called James, Jim, Jamie, or Jimmy. By just using Jimmy, your son has fewer options. Unlike Tommy, Jimmy does sound better on an adult male, but it is still a somewhat childish name compared to the more regal and timeless James. Jimmy is more cute than sophisticated, but this is probably what some parents prefer when selecting Jimmy as a standalone choice. Quick facts on Jimmy. Gender, boy. Origin, American. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 481. Pronunciation, Jimmy E. Simple meaning, to supplant, at the heel. Characteristics of Jimmy. Solitary, eccentric, mystical, philosophical, imaginative, intuitive, wise. Cultural references to the baby name, Jimmy. Popular songs on Jimmy. By Thin Lizzy, Dr. Jimmy, The Facts About Jimmy, a song by Van Halen, a song by the Spin Doctors, Jimmy is my punk-ass brother, Jimmy Says, Jimmy on My Mind, a song by Pat Benatar, Jimmy Olsen's Blues, a song by Eminem, Explicit, Me My Moms and Jimmy, St. Jimmy, a song by Bette Midler, a song by Sean Colden, The Ballad of Jimmy and Johnny, a song by The Grateful Dead, a song by Jimmy Buffett, Jimmy James, Jump Jimmy, Stronger Than Mine, a song by the Beastie Boys, Jimmy Jazz, Jimmy Jimmy, Like Jimmy Reed Again, a song by Rancid, Jimmy Gets High, a song by Peter, Paul and Mary, a song by The Who, Explicit, a song by Tonic, Jimmy Ray McGee, a song by James Blunt, a song by the Yardbirds, a song by Loretta Lynn, Jimmy, Crack Corn, Johnny the Fox Meets Jimmy, the Weed, a song by Nicotine, a song by The Clash, Come Back Jimmy Dean, a song by Martha and the Vandellas, Top Jimmy, a song by Daniel Powter, Jimmy Dreams, Jimmy Whalen, a song by Green Day, a song by Cameron, So Long, Jimmy, a song by Madonna, a song by the Boo Radleys, Jimmy Webb is God, Jimmy Mack, a song by Julianne Hough, Road Jimmy. Famous people named Jimmy: Jimmy Spencer, race car driver, Jimmy Johnson, football coach, Jimmy Smits, actor, Jimmy Page, musician, Jimmy Carter Jr. U.S. President, Nobel Prize winner, Peace, Jimi Hendrix, guitarist/musician, Jimmy Osmond, entertainer, Jimmy Conzelman, football player, Jimmy Fallon, actor/comedian, Jimmy Choo, shoe designer, Jimmy Gardner, hockey player, Jimmy Rollins, baseball player, Jimmy Kimmel, TV personality, Jimmy Collins, baseball player, Jimmy Stewart, actor, Jimmy Buffett, musician, Jimmy DeMeritt, golfer.